call this meeting of the Housing and Homelessness Prevention Committee to order. Welcome, everyone. We are going to start with, I will say we do have a quorum present. And we're going to start with Senate File 906, Senator Port.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this bill was heard in committee on February 20th and laid over for possible inclusion in the Omnibus. The language is in the Omnibus. We are now just moving this to Finance as a possible vehicle bill should something change and we need to move things around. So just moving it to Finance as a vehicle.
Any questions, members? All right, seeing none, Senator Port moved that Senate File 906 be picked up from the table and be recommended to pass and re-referred to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes and the bill is on its way. All right, next we will then move to Senate File 2298 as amended by the A2 and the A4 previously. And Senator Port, you next have the A7.
That's correct, Madam Chair. This is just a technical amendment. Line 1.3 is just clarifying language, and 1.4 and 1.5 is technical changes to the insurance task force requested by the LCC.
Any questions to the A7 members? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes and the amendment is adopted. Senator Putnam, I believe you have the A6.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to move the A6 amendment, please.
Senator Putnam moves the A6 amendment. Senator Putnam.
The A6 amendment just increases or makes clear that the agency has to include more information in letters about the sale of manufactured homes. This language originally was, I believe, in a Senator Draheim bill, and we just like to put it back in.
Senator Port.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Senator Putnam. I consider this to be a friendly amendment and encourage a yes vote.
Any other questions or comments, members, about the A6? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of the A6 say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes and the amendment is adopted. Any other discussion to the bill, members? On the underlying bill, yes, as amended.
Oh.
Senator Mohammed.
Speak for the next 2 hours. Well, I just want to thank you, Madam Chair, for putting, I'm like, already? For using whatever capacity you had to fight for us to get a bigger budget. I know it's obviously not much, but I would appreciate you for putting some funding into the down payment assistance program, especially because I think that's been a really successful program, and I know it's something you've worked really hard on over the years, and I just want to thank you for putting together a really good bill.
Any other comments, members, to the underlying bill? Senator Lucero.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and it's just myself and Senator Coleman. Oh, and Senator Abler is here, but I just wanted to put out some very high-level general thoughts, and as we continue to wrestle with the high cost of housing, this bill certainly isn't going to solve. It's going to come far, very far from solving the root causes, the underlying issues. There are some things in here that we'll continue to work on and potentially have conversations on the floor. But for now, I think this is probably the best that we could have come up with. There are some areas that I think warrant some further conversation, but I don't see any reason to hold it up, so I'm looking forward to just moving it on so we can continue the process.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, I will just echo my thanks, Chair Port. This is, certainly we would like to do much more. We know we are in a housing crisis across the state. There are needs far and wide in every corner of our state. But given our targets, given the resources that we were allocated, which you fought very hard for, this will make a difference in the lives of Minnesotans. So thank you for that. And then closing comments to your bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, members, for your work this year. I really do feel like we've had really collaborative conversations, which come sort of naturally to this committee because this is an issue that hits every committee or every community across the state of Minnesota. We are facing housing costs at an all-time high in Minnesota, and the dream of homeownership is feeling out of reach for far too many Minnesotans. There are a lot of reasons for that. And I think, when we look at this bill, it does not meet the moment. And an unfortunate part about how targets are set in a legislative time is that they stop at a period in time, which for us was like February 10th, and don't take into account anything since then. Particularly for housing, the trade wars, the tariffs are a real cost driver. I've had multiple conversations just this week with developers who are really concerned about the cost of cement and concrete and lumber, as those will go up, that they will even more increase the cost of housing. And so I hope that this is something that, I will keep fighting for joint targets that meet the moment, for additional resources that meet the moment, because this is an issue that affects every Minnesotan. Having a safe place to lay your head at the end of the day is something that every Minnesotan deserves. It's something that this committee is committed to. And I really appreciate that in all of you, because I really do think it matters. And I hope that we can continue to work on the things, this committee has spent a lot of time and energy on policy choices that could help to lower the cost of housing, and we're not done fighting for those, even as they get slowed down in other committees. We're still committed to continuing to fight for those. So I appreciate the committee's work this year. I hope that we will continue to work together to make sure that Minnesotans have an affordable place to call home. I do want to say thank you to the nonpartisan staff, Ms. Painter and Mr. Olafson, to the committee administrator, Ms. Schaaf, the committee assistant, Ms. Larson, the committee researchers, Mr. Freeman and Mr. Larson, the committee pages, I'm going to butcher this, I'm really sorry, Ms. Mackel, nope, I'm going to butcher it. Where is she? Okay, she's busy.
She's working.
Mr. Amenti and Mr. Edwards, the committee room sergeants, the minority lead Lucero, Vice Chair Bolden, Minnesota Housing Finance Agency Commissioner Ho and her team, and all the advocates who engaged with us throughout session. We share the monumental and non-negotiable goal of there being safe, reliable, and affordable homes for all Minnesotans.
Thank you very much. With that, Senator Port moves that Senate File 2298 as amended be recommended to pass and re-referred to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The bill passes. That being the end of our agenda and no other business before us, Senator Abler?
Are we likely to do any more meetings like next week on other topics, or look at the HOA bill again, or anything? You can just give us, whatever the answer is fine. I just would like to know. So,
Senator Port?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good question, Senator Abler. For next week, we're not planning to have meetings. If the committee brings something to me that we need to meet on, or there is an adjustment in targets that warrants a broader committee discussion, then we can look into that, but we'll reach out before that.
well, thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Abler?
And so I don't know the answer to this question. So the HOA bill is traveling, and it's going to wind up wherever it winds up on the floor sooner or later, but not coming this way. Thank you very much.
Senator Port?
Yes, thank you. I believe it is living in judiciary at the moment. I ate my snacks.
All right. And with that, we are adjourned.